Hello everyone, welcome to our Agile dedicated channel where you can find all expert discussions on Agile. In the last session, we discussed the need of Agile, why do the organizations are adopting Agile, and we understood that this is the need of the hour. The extensive dynamism around the globe made Agile inevitable for the organizations. But what is Agile? How did it came? Who gave the concept of Agile? What is behind the concept of Agile? Let's get the insight on this today. Again, Varun is with us to discuss the same. Without any delay, let's welcome Varun. Hi, Varun.
Hi, Parul. Hi, everyone.
So, Varun, in the last session, you gave the insight on why Agile is needed and why organizations are rapidly adopting it. But where did Agile came from? How did it evolve?
Right. So, as we discussed in our last session, Waterfall is serving the team since last many years. It is pretty static and the linear way of the development, which is start from the requirement analysis, goes to the development, then to test, to deploy, and the maintenance. But as we can see in the last 2 or 3 decades, the ecosystem has been changed. The things become quicker, expectations have become more dynamic. So the team actually needs to hit the moving target rather than just following the one route. But it became difficult with the traditional approach. If the teams are following the traditional approach, they are just following the pre-decided outcome. Then they will be ending up by developing something which was decided a long time back. And in the meantime, in during the development, the things has been changed. So the dissatisfaction among the clients, the frustration among the development team grew. And also, a significant gap has been seen between the market need and the value delivered by the actual product. So as a result, many teams, changed their development approach during the 90s. In 2001, even there were, 17 developers. They met to discuss the lightweight development methods, what can be done so that, the team can develop product which is actually satisfying the need of the market. So as a conclusion of that conference by the 17 developers, they came up with the manifesto of the agile software development. And after that, the agile era started. So, after that conference, they came up with the 12 principles, the 4 values of the agile software development, which we call today the Agile Manifesto. So that is why, and that is how the agile came from. And now, based on those agile manifestos, the principles, the teams are following, agile software development today. So that's a brief about the history.
Pretty interesting, Varun. Please let us know a bit more about this manifesto of agile software development. What value does it hold?
So when that conference ended in 2001, finally the participants of that conference finalized the Agile Manifesto, which actually holds the 4 values. Um, that manifesto does not deny anything which is coming from the traditional development strategy, but it focuses more on what can be more valuable in the current scenario. So let me tell you all these 4 values one by one and what is the idea behind that. So if we see the Agile Manifesto, the first value is individual and the interaction over processes and the tools. So that means individual and interactions are more valuable than the processes and the tools. First thing we need to understand is we are not saying individual and interactions instead of processes and tools. Processes and tools are giving the values, but it is individuals and the interaction among the individuals which will give the more value. So agile places more importance on the people over process and tools. People respond to business need and derive the development process. Process and tools, by their very nature, are less responsive to the change, and sometimes are unable to meet the customer need. So that is why it is the individual and interaction which are more valuable, and the more focus has been given to them. If we talk about the second value, which talks about the working software over comprehensive documentation. So what we have seen in the traditional development, it was, the very comprehensive documentation was made. It was whether it was a requirement phase, it was a development phase, it was the release note. So everything was very comprehensive documented. Documentation takes times. It is a part of, a slower process that is Agile arguing against. So each piece of the documentation, from the technical requirement to the testing plan and the other specification, requires approval. This also delays the development. But Agile is more about the streamlining the things, and talks about quicker way to go to the market for any feature. So it is not eliminating the documentation per se, but it says if this is a value, there is a value in that. Only then we can do the documentation. If I can give you one realistic example, so all of us buy a mobile phone. We buy a mobile phone, and when we get the box, so it holds a product plus a very limited documentation. But still, as a customer, it is as an end user, very less time we go for that documentation piece. We just interact with our product until and unless we stuck somewhere, anything which is not understandable by us, only then we go for the documentation, and when we find the solution, we go away from the documentation part, and again we play with the device, play with the product itself. So yes, if the documentation is very valuable, only then we can go for the documentation part. But finally, it is the working product which holds the exact value. Uh, Now, if we talk about the third value, so it is the customer collaboration over the contract negotiation. In the traditional approach, we have seen that on the requirement phase, on while we are finalizing the requirement, there is a contract which is which is signed, like what will be done by when the product is developed. But today, it is the need of our that customers and the product managers, the development teams must work together for the details of delivery rather than just negotiating the process. So Agile advocates the collaboration of in traditional approach, project management methodologies, and the customers, they negotiate the requirement and the product in detail before the work is started. But today it is the daily collaboration, daily coordination with the between the business and IT, which needs to be there so that exact product, exact value should be delivered to the market, to the clients. So that is the business IT alignment which we are talking about. Now, finally, the fourth value, it is responding to the change over following a plan. So while change happens, it is to be avoided as much as possible, when working on a traditional project management methodology, because all the contracts are signed earlier, the teams have kicked off their work, they have started doing the development. But today, in Agile, we work in the shorter iterations, we call it sprints, and we allow the changes to be accommodated in our product, because as we go towards as the time pass, there are the new changes, there are the new expectations arise, and that needs to be accommodated in our product. So yeah, embracing those changes, there should be a correct plan, there should be a correct strategy to accommodate those changes rather than just denying the change. So that is another thing which is Agile is talking about. So all these four values. The first one, individual and interaction over processes and tools. Second one, working software over comprehensive documentation. Third one, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. And the last one, fourth, responding to the change over following a plan. These are the manifesto of the agile software development. Also, you can see if we you can realize if we see all these four values, the more emphasis has been given to the people and the collaboration rather than just processes, the tools, the plans. So it is more important, people and the collaboration is more important in the agile software development, and that's exactly the soul behind the agile mindset. So yeah, this is it.
Yes, exactly. Thanks, Varun, for explaining the Agile Manifesto in simpler terms. Till now, we understand the reason for a wide adoption of Agile. Along with that, thank you for walking us through the Agile history and its manifesto. In our next session, I would like to understand how does Agile impacts the project? What are the value propositions of Agile? And are organizations really getting benefits from Agile? We shall have this discussion on the same soon. I'll take your leave for now. Take care. Bye bye.
Thanks, Parul. Bye.